Welcome back, treasure hunters. Today, we're unlocking the secrets of one of the most surprising gems in American coin history, the 1964 Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel. It may look like an ordinary 5-cent piece, but hidden within this simple design are rare varieties, full-step masterpieces, and high-grade survivors worth thousands of dollars. From its dramatic minting history to the thrilling chase for top-condition examples, this iconic nickel has become one of the most exciting coins collectors dream of finding. So get ready, because what you're about to discover might just turn the change in your hand into a valuable piece of American legacy. Let's dive in. First up in the 1964 Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel, a 5-cent piece that has transformed from a simple pocket coin into a surprising heavyweight in the world of numismatics. This coin stands as a symbol of mid-20th century American craftsmanship, yet its true appeal lies in the unexpected rarity and soaring values certain varieties have achieved. Whether you're a veteran collector or someone newly fascinated by old U.S. coins, the 1964 Jefferson nickel has an irresistible charm shaped by history, scarcity, and exceptional condition. The story of this nickel begins in 1964, a year marked by coin shortages across the United States, prompting the mint to produce enormous quantities of circulating coinage. Struck primarily in Philadelphia and Denver, the 1964 Jefferson nickel emerged during a moment of national transition, with rising demand for everyday currency. Though millions were minted, the frenzy of production meant that quality control was often inconsistent, creating a fascinating range of varieties and conditions that collectors hunt for today. This background transforms what seems like a common coin into an object of deep historical character. What truly makes the 1964 nickel stand out are its subtle but captivating features. The familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the detailed depiction of Monticello, and the infamous mint marks, or lack thereof, that define its many variants. Some examples exhibit exceptional strike sharpness, while others appear with brilliant full steps on Monticello's stairs, a feature so rare in 1964 issues that those coins are considered trophy pieces. In a few extraordinary cases, special uncirculated strikes and unusual colorations caused by long-term storage conditions have given collectors something truly unique to chase. Despite massive overall production, the rarity of the 1964 Jefferson nickel is tied directly to condition. Most circulated heavily, leaving high-grade survivors extremely scarce. Coins earning top-tier grades with full steps can command astonishing premiums because they represent the finest achievable examples of a difficult year. This rarity pushes collector demand year after year, making the coin far more than just a leftover from pocket change. It is a challenge, a discovery, and for some, a prized investment. Today's market reflects this demand with exciting price ranges. While average circulated pieces remain common, high-grade certified coins, especially those with full steps, can reach anywhere from $1,000 to upwards of $5,000, depending on the sharpness, luster, and grade. Variants in exceptional preservation, including certain proof-like appearances or deeply original surfaces, can climb even higher. These values reward collectors who understand the subtle differences that transform an ordinary nickel into a premium-level rarity. For collectors aiming to add this 1964 treasure to their collection, the key is strategy. Prioritize eye appeal, strike quality, and verified authenticity, especially when shopping for pieces claiming full steps. Certified examples from reputable grading companies offer protection and confidence, while auctions and specialized dealers provide the best opportunities to locate rare high-grade varieties. Taking time to learn how lighting, luster, and wear effect grading can give you a major advantage in spotting true gems. As collectors explore the deeper layers of the 1964 Jefferson nickel story. One fascinating element that often emerges is the dramatic shift in mint technology and coinage standards during this era. The pressure to meet national coin demand meant the mint frequently pushed equipment to its limits, resulting in inconsistent strikes and varying levels of detail. This contrast between rushed production and the rare, beautifully struck survivors adds a sense of discovery to the 1964 nickel. It's not just a coin, it is a relic of a transitional moment in American minting history where machinery, craftsmanship, and economic pressure collided. That collision produced a year filled with unexpected varieties, making the hunt for high-quality examples even more thrilling. Another intriguing dimension lies in the coin's design longevity. The Jefferson nickel design, featuring Felix Schlag's iconic portrait and Monticello, had already been in circulation for over 2 decades by 1964, yet the timeless simplicity of its artwork remained a beloved part of American coinage. For collectors today, this design continuity gives the 1964 nickel a nostalgic appeal, especially as it marks one of the final years before nickel compositions and quality standards began to shift in the decades that followed. When a collector holds a premium-grade 1964 nickel, they are not only examining a single year's production, they're connecting with a long-running design legacy that shaped everyday American life. What further elevates the reputation of the 1964 Jefferson nickel is the sense of mystery surrounding specific high-end varieties. Some collectors speak of stunning specimens that appear almost proof-like despite being business strikes, the result of exceptionally polished dies or unusually clean planchets. These coins show unexpected brilliance and sharpness, capturing attention at auctions and inspiring collectors to examine every detail with curiosity. While true proofs from this year are well documented, it is the rare looks-like proof but isn't examples that add an element of excitement, fueling debates, discoveries, and collector enthusiasm. The true magic of the 1964 Monticello nickel comes from the blend of accessibility and elite rarity it brings to the hobby. Anyone can start with a simple circulated example, appreciating it as a historical artifact, while advanced collectors can chase the most elusive high-grade full-step specimens that command thousands on the market. This dual appeal invites hobbyists of every level to enjoy the same coin in different ways, making the 1964 Jefferson nickel not just a collectible, but an experience. Whether discovered in an old family jar or purchased at a high-end auction, this coin offers a journey filled with history, beauty, and the potential for extraordinary value. The 1964 Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel remains one of the most rewarding coins to pursue, blending history, artistry, and financial potential into one impressive package. Its journey from a rushed production year to a modern collector favorite makes it an exciting centerpiece for any collection. Whether you love it for its design, its challenge, or its rising market value, this coin continues to capture the imagination of collectors everywhere, and it just might become one of your most valuable finds yet. Next up in the Today, we're diving into the remarkable story of the 1981 P Monticello Jefferson nickel, a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but holds a surprising level of desirability among collectors. This is a nickel that transforms from a pocket change commoner into a high-grade rarity worth thousands, making it one of the most intriguing modern-era coins in U.S. numismatics. To understand why the 1981 P nickel stands out, we have to go back to the early 1980s, a time when the Philadelphia Mint was producing millions of circulating coins during a fast-moving economic period. The Jefferson nickel still carried its classic Monticello reverse, but 1981 marked the final stretch before significant changes in minting quality and die maintenance took place. As a result, many nickels from this year suffered from weak strikes, worn dies, and poor detail, making sharply struck, pristine examples incredibly scarce today. This historical context is exactly what elevates the 1981 P nickel from common to extraordinary. Collectors prize this coin for features that are often overlooked by casual hobbyists. The absence of a mint mark, Philadelphia's signature at the time, might seem simple, but it placed extra emphasis on the coin's strike quality and surface preservation. High-grade survivors show crisp steps on Monticello's foundation, often referred to as full steps, and it's this small detail that transforms an everyday 5-cent piece into a premium rarity. Add in the occasional appearance of exceptional toning, deep blues, warm golds, and rainbow arcs, and you have a coin that visually pops in a way the mint never intended. Of course, rarity is where this nickel truly gains its power. While millions were minted, only a tiny percentage exist in near-perfect condition due to the mint's worn dies and the heavy circulation these coins experienced. Finding a 1981 P with full, undisturbed luster and flawless steps is incredibly challenging. This scarcity in upper grades is what drives collectors into bidding wars, each hoping to secure a piece of modern minting history that simply shouldn't exist in pristine form. When it comes to value, the numbers speak for themselves. A clean circulated example won't cost much, but once you move into high-end mint state grades, prices rise fast. Collectors have paid anywhere between $1,000 and $5,000 for top-tier, full-step specimens, sometimes even more depending on appeal and certification. The combination of rarity, historical interest, and visual sharpness pushes this coin into the spotlight of premium modern collectible nickels. If you're hoping to add a 1981 P jewel to your collection, the key is strategy. Always buy certified coins when targeting the highest grades, especially those labeled full steps, to ensure authenticity and avoid cleaned or altered surfaces. Study photographs closely. Monticello's steps should be uninterrupted and distinctly separated. Check trusted auction houses, reputable coin dealers, and curated online marketplaces where certified modern nickels occasionally appear. Patience is everything, because this is a coin you hunt, not one you stumble upon. The 1981 P Jefferson nickel. What makes it even more captivating is the role it plays in the broader story of American coinage. The early 1980s were not known for exceptional mint quality, and yet coins from this era are now being re-evaluated as modern treasures. Collectors who once overlooked these nickels are now recognizing that true gems from this period are incredibly scarce. The 1981 P stands as a reminder that even the most routine minting years can produce unexpected rarities, and that every coin has a history shaped not only by its design, but by the conditions under which it was created. Another powerful appeal of the 1981 P nickel lies in its aesthetic character. When preserved correctly, its nickel-copper alloy can develop breathtaking natural toning over the decades. These colors don't come from manipulation, but from time, storage, and environment. Some collectors report hues ranging from rose gold centers to electric blue rims, turning an otherwise modest denomination into a miniature work of art. These naturally toned examples often command premium prices because each one is visually unique, making them not just coins, but collectible artworks with their own personalities. But the real challenge, and the real thrill, in pursuing the 1981 P comes from the hunt. Unlike coins with dramatic mint errors or dramatic historic events tied to them, this nickel hides its value quietly. You won't find many flashy features. Instead, collectors must train their eyes to spot clean fields, sharp details, and full steps. It's a test of numismatic skill, patience, and experience. Many enthusiasts describe the moment of finding a high-grade example as unforgettable because it combines the excitement of discovery with the deep satisfaction of expertise. In a hobby where the smallest detail can mean the difference between a $5 coin and a $5,000 coin, the 1981 P nickel rewards those who are willing to study and observe closely. The grading process for this coin is also a world of its own. Professional grading services like P Jefferson and NGC play a crucial role in establishing the value of high-end specimens, especially those claiming full-step status. Even a single broken line or touch of weakness on Monticello's foundation can dramatically lower a grade and reduce its value. This has created a competitive environment where collectors examine coins under powerful magnification, looking for perfect separation in each step. It's this heightened attention to detail that has helped transform the 1981 P into one of the most respected and sought-after modern Jefferson nickels on the market today. The cultural impact of the Jefferson nickel series as a whole gives the 1981 P an emotional pull that extends beyond its rarity. For decades, Americans have grown up seeing Jefferson's iconic portrait in their change, symbolizing leadership, history, and national identity. The Monticello design on the reverse adds another layer of significance, connecting the everyday 5-cent piece to one of the most recognizable landmarks in American history. Owning a high-grade 1981 P isn't just about acquiring value. It's about holding a small piece of the nation's story, frozen in time, preserved through chance, and elevated by rarity. It's this combination of meaning and scarcity that continues to captivate collectors and ensure the coin's lasting legacy in numismatic culture. The 1981 P Jefferson nickel proves that numismatic treasures aren't limited to centuries-old artifacts. Sometimes, the most unexpected value hides in modern pockets, waiting to be discovered by collectors with a sharp eye and a passion for history. Its blend of rarity, striking details, and impressive market value makes it an unforgettable addition to any serious collection, one that embodies both the charm of American coinage and the thrill of the hunt. Next up in today's video, we're diving into a coin that hides incredible value behind a surprisingly modern date. The 1990 D Jefferson nickel, a Denver-minted 5-cent piece that has quietly risen to become one of the most sought-after treasures of late 20th century U.S. coinage. While most people overlook nickels from the 1990s as ordinary pocket change, collectors know that a rare high-grade example of the 1990 D can explode in value, turning an everyday coin into a four-figure prize. This unassuming nickel has become a symbol of how unpredictable and exciting the world of coin collecting can be, reminding enthusiasts that history and rarity often hide where we least expect them. The story of the 1990 D nickel begins at the Denver Mint, where millions of nickels were produced during a time of strong economic growth and rapid technological advancement across the United States. Although the design still featured the classic Felix Schlag artwork, a proud profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, and the enduring image of his Monticello home on the reverse. The 1990 issue represented a turning point when collectors began realizing that modern coins, when preserved in pristine condition, can hold remarkable value. This year stands out because, despite the large mintage, only a tiny fraction were struck with the exceptional precision, sharp detail, and clean surfaces needed to qualify as elite, investment-grade pieces today. What makes the 1990 D particularly intriguing is that the coin carries a combination of modern design quality and subtle variations that make high-end pieces unusually rare. While the standard composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel remained unchanged, the Denver Mint's striking process in 1990 produced a limited number of exceptionally crisp nickels, creating a hidden group of near-flawless examples that collectors now hunt eagerly. Some of the most desirable pieces show intense luster, nearly metallic brightness, and razor-sharp steps on the Monticello building, known as full steps, a visual feature that dramatically elevates the coin's desirability and price. These small design details transform an ordinary date into a standout rarity for anyone who appreciates fine mint craftsmanship. The rarity of the 1990 D nickel comes almost entirely from condition rather than mintage. Although millions were made, the overwhelming majority went straight into circulation, developing scratches, nicks, and dullness that instantly reduced their collector appeal. True gems, those preserved with untouched surfaces, uninterrupted brilliance, and perfect step details, are incredibly scarce. For this reason, certified high-grade examples, especially those achieving MS67 or showing bold full steps, command intense competition among collectors, making the coin far more valuable than its common appearance suggests. The better the condition, the more dramatic the price difference, which is why this nickel has become a modern-day sleeper rarity. Today, the market for the 1990 D Jefferson nickel shows just how powerful condition-driven rarity can be. Lower mint state examples may sell modestly, but the finest pieces soar into high-value territory. Premium certified coins with exceptional luster and sharp full steps can bring anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, with the rarest high-grade specimens pushing beyond that range when auction excitement peaks. The coin's pricing reflects a growing trend in modern numismatics. Collectors are no longer just chasing century-old classics. They're seeking out the perfect survivors of recent decades that are nearly impossible to find untouched. For collectors hoping to secure a valuable 1990 D nickel, strategy is essential. Searching through old rolls and hoards can be rewarding, but the best chances for a top-tier coin come from purchasing certified examples from trusted dealers or auction houses, where authenticity and condition are guaranteed. Always pay attention to surface quality, clarity of the Monticello steps, and any signs of past cleaning, which can severely damage value. Expert collectors also recommend monitoring auction trends and acting when demand spikes, because timing can be just as important as the coin's grade. The key is to remain patient and selective. Great examples are scarce, but they're out there. Beyond its condition rarity, what truly elevates the 1990 D Jefferson nickel is the growing recognition it has gained among modern coin specialists. Over the last decade, collectors have begun to re-evaluate coins from the late 20th century, realizing how few high-grade survivors exist from years many people still consider recent. The 1990 D stands at the center of this shift, becoming a symbol of a new collecting movement focused on pristine modern-era pieces. Each time an exceptional example appears at auction, it reinforces the idea that value doesn't always depend on age. It relies on scarcity, preservation, and collector demand. That momentum has made the 1990 D a rising star, increasing its desirability year after year. At the same time, the craftsmanship behind this coin carries its own historical weight. The Felix Schlag design, chosen in 1938, had already been on U.S. nickels for over half a century by 1990, yet it continued to embody a timeless American spirit. Schlag's refined depiction of Jefferson and the elegant representation of Monticello create a harmony that collectors still admire today. The 1990 D preserves this legacy with sharp detail, smooth fields, and a subtle metallic glow that stands out especially well on mint-state examples. It serves as one of the final chapters in the long history of the original Jefferson nickel design before the series transitioned to updated portraits in the early 2000s. Collectors also appreciate the 1990 D for the mystery surrounding its finest examples. While millions were struck, only a tiny fraction display the crisp, uninterrupted Monticello steps required for the full steps designation. These coins represent near perfection in the minting process, where the strike pressure, die condition, and planchet quality align flawlessly. Such precision rarely occurs in large-scale circulation-focused production, which explains why full steps 1990 D nickels are coveted by specialists. Identifying one is like discovering a hidden jewel, and for many collectors, that thrill of the hunt is just as valuable as the coin itself. Another fascinating aspect of the 1990 D nickel is its role in investment-based collecting. Many buyers today view high-grade modern coins as long-term assets, and the 1990 D fits perfectly into that category. Because the supply of top-tier examples is extremely limited, prices have steadily increased, driven by competitive bidding and heightened awareness among collectors. Coin grading services also contribute to demand by offering population reports, where collectors can clearly see how few MS-67 or full steps pieces exist. These population numbers guide investors, allowing them to track rarity with mathematical precision, making the coin appealing not only for its beauty, but also for its measurable scarcity. In addition to rarity and investment potential, the 1990 D nickel carries an emotional appeal for collectors who grew up in or lived through the 1990s. There's something compelling about holding a coin that blends personal nostalgia with numismatic significance. Many collectors remember these nickels from childhood, unaware that some would one day become valuable collectibles. That connection makes the coin more than a piece of metal. It becomes a tangible memory, a reminder of a period marked by cultural shifts, economic growth, and technological change in the United States. This emotional layer adds yet another dimension to its already strong appeal. The 1990 D Jefferson nickel stands as a remarkable example of how modern coins can achieve classic status. It combines historical continuity, modern precision, and rare condition-based scarcity in a way that feels both unexpected and exciting. Whether admired for its flawless steps, its increasing market value, or its connection to everyday American history, the 1990 D is a coin that continues to surprise and delight collectors. As interest grows and more people discover its hidden rarity, the coin only becomes more significant, proving that even the most ordinary-looking nickel has the potential to become an exceptional treasure when preserved in extraordinary condition. The 1990 D Monticello Jefferson nickel proves that valuable coins don't always come from the distant past. They can emerge from our own era, carrying both historical charm and modern rarity. This coin blends the legacy of Jefferson's iconic portrait with the excitement of discovering a hidden treasure tucked within a seemingly ordinary date. For seasoned numismatists and new collectors alike, the 1990 D nickel represents everything that makes this hobby thrilling. The joy of exploration, the beauty of high-quality design, and the promise that even a 5-cent piece can evolve into a meaningful and profitable part of a collection. Next up in the 1941 Jefferson nickel stands as one of the most surprising treasures in American coin collecting. A coin that appears ordinary at first glance, but carries extraordinary value in the right condition. Collectors love it not only for its vintage charm, but also for the fact that certain high-grade examples have reached astonishing prices at auctions. This video takes you into the story of how a simple 5-cent piece, minted during the tense years leading up to America's entry into World War II, evolved into one of the most desirable coins for modern collectors. Its mix of historical weight, rarity in top preservation, and design elegance makes the 1941 Jefferson nickel a coin that continues to captivate enthusiasts worldwide. Minted at 3 major locations, Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with the D, and San Francisco with the S. The 1941 series was produced in enormous quantities, yet only a tiny fraction survives today in pristine condition. This was a time when the United States Mint was operating at full pace, fueling a growing economy while tensions built across the globe. Most of these nickels lived hard lives in circulation, rattling through pockets and registers for decades. That's what makes the surviving high-grade pieces so special. They are snapshots of pre-war America preserved in nearly flawless metal. Each mint location contributed subtle differences in strike quality and metal flow, giving collectors an interesting range of characteristics to explore. The design itself continues to enchant collectors just as much as it did when it debuted. Felix Schlag's portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, with his thoughtful expression and sharp details, pairs beautifully with the iconic Monticello reverse. On the 1941 issues, certain die varieties, such as exceptional full-step strikes on Monticello, elevate the coin from nice to genuinely rare. The full steps designation, awarded when every step of Monticello is sharply defined, dramatically increases the value of the coin because these perfectly struck examples are so difficult to find. Brilliant luster, strong metal flow, and untouched surfaces also distinguish the elite specimens that rise to the top of the market. Rarity is where the story of the 1941 Jefferson nickel becomes even more exciting. While millions exist, the number of coins that qualify as gem grade, especially with full steps, is extremely small. Years of circulation where weak minting pressure and environmental damage eliminated most potential high-grade survivors. Today, collectors fiercely compete for the few known examples that remain in extraordinary condition. The best pieces have sold for figures that surprise even seasoned numismatists, showing just how much modern collectors value condition, strike quality, and originality. Market value for these coins varies enormously, depending on strike sharpness and preservation. A standard well-worn 1941 nickel might sell for pocket change, but a certified high-grade example can leap into the thousands. When you enter the realm of the finest known full steps coins, you encounter price ranges between $1,000 and $5,000, with some exceptional auction results soaring even higher. These values reflect the intersection of rarity, demand, and the coin's status as one of the most visually appealing issues in the Jefferson nickel series. Collectors who appreciate how dramatically condition influences value quickly learn why these top-tier pieces receive so much attention. For those looking to add a 1941 Jefferson nickel to their collection, strategy is everything. Always start with authentication and grading, as professional certification protects you from counterfeits and accurately establishes market value. Examine steps on Monticello carefully, checking for breaks or soft areas that might affect the designation. Seek coins with clean surfaces, attractive luster, and strong strike definition. Buying from reputable dealers, major auctions, or certified online platforms increases your chances of finding a quality specimen. Patience is essential, as the best examples appear only occasionally, and when they do, competition can be fierce. Beyond its beauty and rarity, what truly elevates the 1941 Jefferson nickel in the eyes of collectors is the unpredictable nature of its surviving population. Coins from this era were heavily used during wartime preparation, making it nearly impossible to find examples that avoided wear, scratches, and metal fatigue. The few that somehow escaped circulation, perhaps tucked away in bank bags, forgotten in drawers, or saved as curiosities, have become the elite survivors that collectors chase today. These untouched specimens give us a glimpse of how the coin looked the moment it left the mint, preserving every delicate contour of Jefferson's portrait and every architectural line of Monticello. Another fascinating aspect of the 1941 series is how each mint's unique striking quality can dramatically influence the coin's value. Philadelphia coins often show better detail in the portrait, while San Francisco issues are known for stronger luster but weaker steps. Denver's 1941 D coins are notorious for inconsistent strike pressure, making full-step examples extremely rare and highly prized. These subtle differences mean that collectors often pursue complete sets of all three mint marks, each with its own set of challenges and rewards. It is not just one coin, they are three distinct personalities from the same historical year. Collectors also appreciate the 1941 nickel for its transitional place in history, marking the final years before major changes in composition and wartime issues. Just 2 years later, the U.S. Mint would shift to the silver alloy war nickels, giving the 1941 coin a unique position as one of the last traditional copper-nickel Jefferson pieces before America fully entered World War II. This transitional context creates emotional and historical depth, giving the coin a story that goes beyond metal and artwork. Each 1941 nickel becomes a small metallic artifact representing a moment in time when America stood on the threshold of global conflict. As demand for vintage U.S. coins intensifies, the collector market has grown increasingly competitive, and the 1941 Jefferson nickel continues to benefit from this heightened interest. New collectors are drawn to its affordability in lower grades and its exceptional value potential in high grades, making it both accessible and aspirational. Experienced numismatists recognize its upward market trajectory, driven by scarce high-end examples and an expanding appreciation for early Jefferson nickel history. With more people taking interest in certified coins and registry sets, the finest known 1941 pieces are becoming centerpieces of competitive collections and major auctions. For anyone building a long-term investment strategy, the 1941 Jefferson nickel holds promising potential. Its combination of widespread popularity, limited high-grade supply, and historically significant varieties makes it a coin that tends to appreciate steadily over time. As more collectors develop an eye for full-step strikes and untouched surfaces, demand is likely to increase even further. Securing a top-quality example today, especially one backed by strong certification and visual appeal, could prove to be a wise move for future value growth. It is not merely a collectible. It's a preserved chapter of American history that carries both emotional significance and financial promise for generations of collectors to come. The 1941 Jefferson nickel is far more than a 5-cent piece from the past. It is a blend of American history, artistic craftsmanship, and numismatic prestige. Whether cherished for its wartime-era significance, admired for its elegant design, or pursued for its investment potential, this coin has earned its place as a standout treasure in the Jefferson nickel series. Adding one to your collection means holding a tangible link to the early 1940s, a miniature artifact that has survived the decades to become a prized collectible. Its beauty, scarcity in top grades, and rising market value ensure that the 1941 Jefferson nickel remains an exciting and rewarding pursuit for collectors at every level. Next up in the world of modern American coinage, few pieces have risen to fame quite like the 1986 D Monticello Jefferson nickel, a coin that seems ordinary at first glance, but has surprised collectors with its remarkable potential and unexpected high-value discoveries. This 5-cent piece, struck during a decade defined by technological leaps and a shifting American identity, has become one of the standout modern nickels that collectors love to chase. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone who simply enjoys uncovering hidden treasures in pocket change, the story of this coin is one that captivates, excites, and sparks curiosity from the moment you lay eyes on it. The 1986 D Jefferson nickel was produced at the Denver Mint, a facility known for its consistent output and precision, yet even within its vast production numbers, certain rare anomalies and pristine survivors have set themselves apart. The mid-1980s were a time when the minting process had improved, but not to the flawless degree we see today, which makes high-grade, perfectly struck examples from this year incredibly desirable. With the traditional Monticello reverse and Thomas Jefferson's distinctive left-facing portrait, the coin carries both the heritage of classic American design and the charm of a transitional era of minting technology, giving collectors a piece that feels both historical and modern. What truly elevates the 1986 D nickel above others from its era are the unique features that emerge only under close inspection, turning what appears to be a common coin into a numismatic standout. Sharp, fully defined steps on Monticello, known as full steps, are exceedingly rare on this issue, making those examples exceptionally valuable. Additionally, unusual natural toning, such as deep gold, violet, or electric blue surfaces, can transform a typical nickel into a stunning showpiece. A few error varieties, including subtle die cracks or strike-through anomalies, have also surfaced, each contributing to the growing mystique surrounding this unassuming 5-cent coin. Rarity plays a huge role in the 1986 D nickel's rising reputation, especially when it comes to condition. While millions were minted, very few survived with flawless surfaces, no contact marks, and a crisp, bold strike. Coins that achieve the highest grading tiers, especially those with full steps, are among the hardest modern nickels to secure, and collectors know it. These elite specimens can command impressive premiums, as the combination of scarcity and quality pushes demand far beyond what most people expect from a coin of this age. Market value is where the 1986 D Jefferson nickel truly surprises collectors. While worn or circulated examples remain modest, high-grade pieces certified by top-tier grading services can soar dramatically in value. Superb mint state coins, especially those with exceptional luster or attractive toning, often range from several $100s to over $1,000. But the rarest and top-graded full steps examples have shattered expectations, reaching impressive prices between $1,000 and even $5,000 in premier auctions. These standout coins have proven that modern nickels can rival classic-era rarities when condition and scarcity align perfectly. That the 1986 D Jefferson nickel continues to spark conversations among hobbyists who once overlooked it. What makes this coin particularly fascinating is how its value has risen not because of low mintage numbers, but because of the scarcity of pristine examples that survived the minting and circulation processes unscathed. Many collectors remark that this nickel is a perfect example of why numismatics is so exciting. A coin does not need to be old to be rare, and it does not need to be made of silver or gold to become desirable. It simply needs the right combination of history, circumstance, and condition to capture the attention of the collecting world. One of the reasons this nickel has surged in recognition is the growing appreciation for flawless strike quality during the 1980s. Mint technology was improving, but it still struggled to consistently produce sharp, well-defined coins, especially when it came to the delicate steps of Monticello. Because of this, full steps examples have emerged as the holy grail of the 1986 D series. Collectors often compare searching for these perfect strikes to trying to find a needle in a haystack, an exhilarating challenge that keeps interest alive year after year. Even experienced numismatists admit that finding one in top condition is a heart-stopping moment. Another layer of intrigue surrounding this coin lies in the way toning has influenced its desirability. Natural rainbow hues or deep, velvety patinas are not common on mid-1980s nickels, making beautifully toned 1986 D specimens particularly captivating. These coins are often described as small masterpieces, with colors unfolding across the surface like artwork created over decades. Collectors know that genuine toning cannot be forced or replicated, which only adds to the allure of finding a naturally toned beauty. Each one is unique, making no two collectible pieces exactly alike. The marketplace for this nickel has evolved dramatically over recent years. Early on, the coin traded quietly among specialists who recognized its potential, but as more high-grade examples broke impressive auction records, broader attention followed. Online forums, numismatic journals, and auction houses began discussing the coin more frequently, sparking renewed excitement. Prices climbed as more collectors sought to secure high-grade pieces before values increased even further. Today, the 1986 D nickel has cemented itself as a sleeper rarity turned modern classic, gaining recognition worldwide. Collectors who specialize in Jefferson nickels often highlight the 1986 D as a perfect case study in how grading plays a defining role in modern coin valuation. A single grade difference, say, from MS65 to MS66, can create a dramatic price jump due to the extreme scarcity of top-tier examples. This has encouraged collectors to study grading more carefully, learning how to evaluate luster, strike, surface preservation, and eye appeal. For many, the pursuit of the highest graded specimens has become an exciting educational journey, deepening their passion and expertise within the hobby. What makes the 1986 D Jefferson nickel so remarkable is how it bridges the gap between everyday circulation and elite numismatic rarity. It represents the idea that extraordinary value can emerge from the ordinary, and that the beauty of coin collecting lies not just in age or metal content, but in stories of survival, chance, craftsmanship, and discovery. Each time a collector holds a high-grade 1986 D in hand, they are holding more than a nickel. They are holding a moment in time, a piece of the American mint's evolving legacy, and a symbol of how even the smallest treasures can carry great significance. For collectors hoping to add this remarkable nickel to their collection, strategy is essential. Focus on uncirculated examples with strong strikes, clean surfaces, and clear details on the Monticello steps. Buying certified coins can help ensure authenticity and protect your investment, especially in the higher price ranges. Coin shows, reputable dealers, and online numismatic auctions are excellent places to search, and patience often leads to superior finds. Examining coins in good lighting, learning how to identify original luster, and understanding the grading nuances of Jefferson nickels will give you a strong edge in the hunt for a premium example. The 1986 D Monticello Jefferson nickel stands as a testament to how even a modern-era coin can transform into a prized collectible when rarity, beauty, and historical context come together. Its subtle elegance, challenging condition requirements, and rising market demand make it a thrilling addition to any collection. Whether admired for its artistic design, appreciated for its scarcity, or pursued for its investment potential, this nickel offers a rewarding experience to all who seek it, and reminds us that extraordinary treasures often hide in the most unexpected places.